Okay. Hello guys. Okay, so I am making my market coat, my medium-sized market tote that I'm offering as a custom print pre-order type of situation. Hold on just a second. There we go. It's gonna drive me crazy being a little crooked. So I'm really gonna go from the very beginning to the end on this today. I'm kind of a little under the weather a little bit, so I didn't want to go too late. My son's at swim practice right now, so that works out really well. All right, so let's see here. Let's do this print. Okay, so we're doing this print with, let's see, webbing. Okay. So I'm going to do this print with this webbing, and we're going to use black binding. Yeah, that's all we need. So with the kit that I do provide you, that I'm actually have the pre-sales right now going on. I submit my files to my people on the 25th of each month, so I can have it back in usually by the 10th or 15th of the following month. That's how that usually works. Let me get my laptop so I can see what you guys are seeing. That might be helpful. That might be helpful. So, who of you were on last week with me and Tori? Or should I say Tori and I? She was doing market prep. The last time I talked to her yesterday. Okay, good. I can see it. You guys can see me. Okay, great. I can see the live chat. Perfect. Ooh, yay. Okay. Awesome sauce. Okay, let me see if I can put this on my Facebook group too, so you guys can. Wait. I can't get it right now, so it might be a good replay for some people. Okay. Oops, sorry. There we go. So I'm literally going to start from very beginning to the end. Now for the pre-cut kit, you guys are already going to have it pre-cut, so you don't have to worry too much about that whole thing. But yeah, okay, so let's see here. I can see you there. Good. I think I'm going to put you up a little bit and down so you don't have so much of like a direct view. There you go. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, one of these days I'll actually get it like perfect. Okay, awesome. So I have just 2 yards of cotton webbing. I have the 1.5 inch. I have double bias tape that is a 1/2 inch wide after it's folded. So a lot of people ask questions about the double-sided, the double folded bias tape, and they ask, hey, well, when it says 1/2 inch, does that mean it's only 1/2 inch and then it gets, folded more and more? But no, the finished size after it's double folded is 1/2 inch. So if it was 1 inch wide double fold bias tape, then that means that after the folds, it's 1 inches. So I personally like the 1/2 inch. It works perfectly for what I need to do. All right, so let's see here. Put on my, I've got a pretty stocked up bobbin. Okay, and I'm gonna use print. This is the same waterproof canvas that I use and that I carry. This is the one that I purchase from my supplier all the time. So if any of my prints that you see that you want to purchase, and it's out of stock, just email me or message me through Shopify or my website and say you would like to purchase that fabric. Usually, like I said, I put it in on the 25th of every month, and then it comes back usually by the 10th to the 15th of the following month. All right. So from half a yard, I can actually get quite a few tote bags. But it's all in the orientation. So if you can see, I like to have it that's all one piece. So this particular one will need to be 2 pieces. And this would be my sewing line if I wanted to use this print, because it's going from left to right when it's cut. So when it's printed like this, and then it gets cut every 18 inches. So if I shift the print the other way, then I can definitely do this bag continuously, because it will be on, I wouldn't have to do anything like that. So, all right, let me see if I can find a different print that I can do that's not horizontal. I need it more vertical. But that's also going to go with that pretty blue. Let me see. Nope, that one's also. So I went to my dentist appointment last week, and I'm still having side effects from it. It's bad. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I had something over here. I kind of want to use the waterproof canvas that I carry, because that's what you guys see on my website. But I had something and then I don't see it. It was like a nautical Mickey Mouse kind of print or something like that. I don't know what it was. I guess I'm just gonna have to either do the fishies the wrong way or do a different print altogether that I have plenty of. Don't know that one. No. All right, I guess it's gonna be this one. I know I had some more. Of different ones. All right, enough procrastination. Hello, Misty. Hello, Christine. All right, so we're not going to use this one because, because of the orientation in which the print Sorry guys. Let's see, settings. Settings. Okay. Alright, I put on the do not disturb. Alright, I put on the do not disturb situation. Oh, and I might need to get a charger over here too. Y'all, I'm just losing my mind. Okay. Alright, let's get this done fast. Okay. So I'm going to use this one. That's the last of this print that I have. But I wanted to show you guys how to use my little template. Alright, so here's the full piece, and this is the bottom of the bag. If you wanted it to have a different color, you obviously could. I didn't want to do all that. So see how it's like literally I can get 2 of these side by side and then have some extra on the bottom over here for something else. So I'm just going to open this up. I just need one. There's no lining, so it's a very economical way to make a market tote. I call it a market tote because it's really it's more like a library tote kind of thing, or like a grocery tote. But what I found is that this is pretty easy to prep, like make really fast. So yeah, I'm literally gonna just trace around it, which I love when I use cardstock, because then I could just literally just trace around it. There's that, and then I have 2 more pieces to do, and then cut out, and then I'm done. So I'm going to cut from here, and then I'm going to show you guys how fast this comes together. I think I've done this before on a different live, but it was one of those pre-printed ones. It was the Faith one. I've got to make 15 tote by Monday. I have an order in for Nurse Appreciation Week. Hi, Io. Yay, you made it live. Because I'm not too late today. I just decided to just come on really fast because I was like, well, I think it'd be better if I just do it. Because my mouth is still hurting me. It's like the side of my mouth I had the work done, like it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it hurts. It does. All right, so I'm going to take this, fold this in half. I need 2 of these. So yeah, I've been, ooh. I've been going through it. That's all I gotta say. I'm tired of the dentist. I'm tired of my mouth hurting. And you would think that if I wasn't really eating all that much, that I would be like losing weight or whatever, but I'm not. I'm still gaining weight, so I have to like change my diet. Because I'm like, I can have a milkshake. A milkshake's soft and it doesn't feel bad. I can have an applesauce. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not that great for calories. So, yeah. Don't do it. All right, where did I do with it? I just had it. Guys, what did I do with it? Oh, see? I told you. I'm losing my mind. when I cut yours out, it would be cut with the rotary cutter, not with scissors. It would be a little bit more precise, but this is just more for like, okay, if you just want to quickly make it. Io, Christina's saying hi. I just saw it. And then sometimes Io's like literally doing like other things and she's just listening in. So she's not actually seeing the comments. Sierra is at Grandma's house, so she can start working on the prep for the birthday party, Grandma's birthday party. All right, so now that I've got like this, okay, I'm gonna take this like that. I'm gonna fold this down because this is the fold line. Like this is the line where I want to fold it to. So I'll take this and I'm gonna fold it down onto there. It's just a fold line. Sometimes this ends up being a little bit bigger. When you cut two things at once, sometimes it just doesn't quite cut perfectly. It's literally like 1/8 of an inch. But anyway, all right, so that I've marked those two. So these are our side pieces. Put those there. Now I'm gonna grab my main front and back piece and do the same thing where I am lining it up, folding it down, and marking it. Okay, same thing with this side. That's why I wasn't so worried about this being in it, because it's gonna get folded down anyway. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Just like that. Okay. Deanne. Hello, Deanne. I'm gonna be down your way. On Friday. I gotta go pick up a cake on Friday. Yes, I got the Stitch one ordered for you, Io. I know you said you were interested in it, so I went ahead and did that already for you. I am looking for a team class. A what? A what? A what? Looking for a train case pattern. I don't know any train case patterns. You know who's really good about doing like different patterns and stuff? Kasaya really knows a lot about different patterns and different patterns like from makers and stuff like that. And Shanova. They're both very well versed in that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so first step is I'm going to You could do one of two things. You can either stitch this down or just press it down. I'm just gonna finger press it kind of thing. Yep, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna finish this edge here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm gonna finish this edge here. This one doesn't necessarily need to be finished because it's pretty much the salvage, but finish both edges with the binding and then put it down. Now what you could do is you could do it like a double roll and do it like that. That looks pretty cool. I think that's what I'm gonna do because it's less bulky, especially on the side seam. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Where are my clips? Hi, Karen. Hi, Nancy. Yes, you caught a live. I did it a little earlier than last week. I try to do the 4:30 to 6:30 just because I know it's better for most people. Just as you're, you know, just getting off work or kids are just coming in and stuff. Oh, there you go. See? So many people are helpful. So someone says that another person carries a train case pattern. I can't read for the life of me. The comments are there, but they just seem so small. I guess I'm just used to my tablet rather than my iPad. Okay, so I did that. Yeah, I gotta be at Wegmans on Friday morning at 10:30 in the morning. Okay. It doesn't need to be a crazy length for that's too much. Let me see here. That's good. What do I get by Wegmans? There's a strawberry shortcake that we're picking up for my mother-in-law's 75th birthday. Grandma, if you're on, don't listen. Yeah. Her 75th birthday party is this weekend. Okay. You love Wegmans? Yeah, Wegmans is pretty cool. We're going to the one in Raleigh to pick it up. I've already placed the order, so all I gotta do is just go and pick it up. But I've got to bring some cooler bags with me because it's whipped cream topping. So, yep. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so now we're just gonna stitch this down. Okay, and I can back stitch here if I want to, and then just kind of take this one and connect it together. Yeah, we have like one of those really big coolers. We're getting 2 half sheets and a round. So we get this. Sierra has these big coolers that she used to put all of her stuff in when we did bake sales. They're huge. So I'm gonna fill that up with ice in a bag and stuff. All right, so that's the front and the back, and these are the sides. So you can see how it can come together very fast, but at the same time, the options are endless when you're looking at having like a custom print or an option for something to have some differences. Like if you have, like for example, I have the nurses appreciation one that I need to do. Hi Shanova! Oh my goodness, it feels like forever. I still get your notifications every morning when you go live, or you just post something saying you're either not going live or whatever. I still get all of those notifications during Bible study. And I was like, oh, but we had to start a little earlier than what we normally were doing so that we can get our day started pretty fast, you know. I hope you and the kids are doing well. Luna's upstairs taking a nap. What am I doing? Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, got that. That. Okay, so I'm just making my notches so that I can do all that. And then I'm going to fold this in half, and then I'm going to mark my notches down here as well. Now, if you wanted to, if you want to make the base of this market tote a little bit more robust, you could take a piece of otter text, something like that, and then just cut out the size of the base, put it in the middle, and then just stitch it down, and it just keeps it a little bit more stability if you want to do that. Yeah, I know. Bible studies are very important. They've been very helpful, especially with all of the craziness that's been going on in my life the last couple of weeks. So definitely. All right, so we're gonna put ugly side together. Ugly sides together. Okay. So I need to start this end over here first. What am I doing? Okay, so it's like this. Ugh. Guys, I'll have this soon enough. There we go. Like, I don't know why I'm struggling so much today, but I am. My mouth is killing me. All right, so I'm gonna go in at 1/4 inch first, and then when I put the binding on, I'm gonna do it at 3/8 of an inch, because that's the seam allowance that I had for this. Now, right here, I don't know if you guys can kind of see that. Let me push it a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, so with my notches, once I get close to down here with like 1/2 inch to go, I'm gonna stop, leave my foot down, pivot, and leave my needle down, lift my foot, and then pivot this for these two to match, and then continue going. That's the best I found that works. Okay, I'm gonna lift, nope, you go down, you stay down. And then I'm going to make this come over here. Okay, let me actually go to the very end of this here first. Okay, there we go. Match that up, tuck that little square in, keep going. Okay, again, tuck, tuck, tuck. This is a lot like the, was it the possum? I think that, not Shinoba, that Tori and I did together, the pattern. I forgot. It was like a really cute little boxy bottom. Okay. See, it's already coming together, guys. Just that fast. If you want to pin this, you can. Okay, take this, lift it to there. Okay, this is when a little stylus will work really well. Just kind of take it and pop it in there. Ha ha ha. Get over there. Get over there. Get over there. There we go. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm gonna clip this together because I do want it to end at the same point. Take that, pop it over. Take this. Ooh. So I'm going to be making, like I said, 15 of the Nurse Appreciation Week bags. Oh, did you see what I did? See, I'm making a market tote, and I did that the wrong way. I mean, you could do it either way, but I wanted its finding to be on the outside, kind of like the grocery bag totes that you buy like at Lidl and places like that. The ones that I feel like they're plastic, but they're not. They're a little bit more sturdier, but they feel like plastic. That's what I'm making. I'm making it like a market tote. And I call it a market tote because it's so fast to make that it's easy to make these for specific markets that you may do, like craft fairs or markets that you do, because it can be very personalized. So like with the custom printed pre-cut ones, like I have some that have like stitch on it, and a few that have like the Disney princesses, and then I got a couple that were like very generic, like just summer, and a couple of prints that were like, you know, for dog lovers or something like that. So it's going to be a good blank canvas for a lot of different things. And see, it unpicks very fast too. I'm gonna take another Benadryl in about 20 minutes. So I should be done with the tote by then. It's not a very long live today. Tori said she was gonna finish her bag and send me pictures soon. It's literally been sitting there since last week, she said. She called me yesterday, and I was like, hey, she's like, I'm so sorry I haven't been. I'm like, girl, it's okay, because she's been working on stuff at her house and then prepping for markets and stuff like that, and she was working on another custom order, and she said she has like 3 custom bag orders as well. So okay, bam. All right, now I figured it out. Took me a minute. It took me a minute. Now, you could do it with pretty sides touching and then have the binding on the inside. Especially if you're not very comfortable with your binding skills yet, you can definitely do that. That way that the binding's on the inside, you don't have to worry about having it be absolutely perfect. But it's a great way to practice your binding. some bags can take very long time. Like I know some people are not able to finish a bag a day, and that's totally fine. Like they'll take one day for cutting, one day for prepping, and then the next day for sewing. So it actually takes like 3 days to do the bag. But it also means that you have, you know, other things that you're doing. So totally fine. That's why I like this one. You can knock out a few of them in a good amount of time. Look at that. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. It's super cute, and I haven't even done anything yet. And these straps are very long for this thing, but it's okay. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. See how it like folds down? See? Folds down. Yeah. All right. To binding and then putting the straps where they need to be. So I could do it like this to make it look like it's, yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, let's do binding. Okay, so I like to do my binding where on the inside is the first stitch and then turn it around and stitch from the outside. That way the binding has to stretch more over on the outside rather than, because on the inside of a circle, obviously it's less diameter than it is on the outside of a circle. So just look at it that way. So if I start from the inside and curve out, but by the time I turn it over onto the other side, then it's tighter on the outside, so you don't have a lot of that sagginess happening that sometimes happens with binding. Like it just doesn't quite fit right. All right, so I'm going to open this up. You tuck that little piece there. Okay, and when you're working with binding, the pre-folded binding, you have 4 fold lines. 3 fold lines. You have 1 fold line here, and this is about 1/4 of an inch from here. Then you have one that's 1/2 inch from there, then another 1/2 inch, and then the other one over here is another 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch here. Okay, so when you open this up, you're going to want to sew along that crease is what you're trying to do. Oh, yes. Love that you got from live sale. Also, did you send an email but haven't heard back from me? Nancy, I'll look at it. Been kind of going a little cuckoo around here lately. Just trying to get everything out from the live sale and then having all these tooth problems. But I'll look out for it specifically from you, okay? I had some orders that were like before the live sale that the post office wasn't tracking the what you call it. Hold on, it's easier if I come off. They weren't tracking. So what I'm doing now is I took it off just so that I can get the little mitered corner kind of situated here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go like that. Like I want to make sure it's one continuous thing and then clip. So what they were doing was they, the tracking wasn't updating. And then they had to, then they emailed me. They were like, listen, I don't know what's going on with my order. Usually I get notifications saying, you know, it's been mailed and here's the tracking information, but I got something saying it was fulfilled, like, you know, you sent it out, but I'm not getting any emails. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so sorry. I don't know, because it's not showing up on my end either. And then finally, they get it and they're like, I don't understand. Like, what happened that would cause it that I wouldn't get my stuff? I'm like, I don't know. But so they were having some issues. It was like, I think it was like a glitch on Etsy, not the Shopify, for a couple weeks there, because she said that it happened on another it ended up happening with another seller that also says Shopify. And I was like, oh, okay. So it wasn't just me like doing something crazy on my end. fold it over like that and then stitch it. Okay, so that's what it looks like now, right? And that's what I was talking about, that there's fold lines. Like there's a fold line there, there, and then there. So it's gonna fold on itself. I'm gonna tuck all this in. Open that up, put that there, tuck, tuck. Okay, so now I'm going to be sewing on the outside of the binding, or the front of the bag, rather through the side of the bag. Those binding feet that you can purchase for your sewing machines are great for when you're doing binding on anything that doesn't have mitered corners. Mitered corners is when you have a sharp 90-degree angle. So any kind of corner that you have, you're not going to be able to use it as easily. Sorry, I was just thinking while I was doing this. Oh, you didn't like almost. Darn. I thought I caught it and then I didn't. I see you and your daughter. Wonder Woman, yeah. My daughter is at Grandma's house today, prepping for making 8 batches of cookies for this weekend's festivities. My mother-in-law is turning 75 years young. I was gonna say it again, Grandma, if you're on the phone, if you're on here, get off. Sometimes Grandma gets on and like, which is really cool because she's like, oh, I just get on to see you and support you and say hi. I was like, I know. But don't come on this week. I might be working on something for you, or I'll talk about something for you. So I don't want you to get like, you know. Hey, baby girl. What are you doing? Can you come here? Hi. Hi. Luna's here. Say hi. Years older than me. Oh yeah, she's just a couple of years older than you. Yeah. Okay, good girl. Thank you. Did you enjoy your water? Hi. She's so greedy. It's like as soon as I stop petting her, look. Do you guys see this? I went to see the Minecraft movie because my son wanted to see it, and so he has a couple of friends from Poole that I enjoy their company of their moms because they're close to my age, like-minded. So I was like, I love that. So we've managed, because I've never really been like one of those dance moms that, you know, hang out with like the other moms and be like, oh, this is what's going on. Oh, I can't do that. But these ladies are like, I don't know, they're just right. We have very similar, I wouldn't say personalities because it's really not like that, but we have very similar likes, and we have commonality that we all three of us have 2 children. 1 boy, 1 girl, and at least one of their children is in swim. So that works out really well. So we went to go see the Minecraft movie. Was getting mixed reviews on how it was. Like some people were like, oh, it's funny. So like, oh, don't even bother spending your money, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, you know something? Jack Black is always funny in everything that he has done ever that I've ever seen. So I really enjoy his humor, Jack Black's humor. So I was like, let me just go. I'm just gonna go see, we'll just go. So the kids, we got the kids popcorn and sodas and stuff, and then we had them sitting, like 2 rows below us. So we could have like mom time. And then my daughter, Sierra, was down there with them. So she was like the chaperone during this whole thing. I was like, this is hilarious. My 16-year-old daughter is chaperoning my son and his 2 friends. And the moms are up in the top. And it's like every 80s funny reference that you can think of what came up in this movie. And I absolutely loved it. I was dying. I'm talking about dying laughing. I was laughing so hard at some points that my son had to look up and was like, what are you laughing about? And I'm like, dude, you don't want to know. But it was like pretty much the 3 of us were laughing at some points of the movie that were like, oh, it's showing your age kind of thing, right? And so we were like the only ones laughing in certain jokes. So it was funny. Do you need to go outside, baby? Yeah? Okay. Let me let you outside. Come on. Let's go outside. Yeah. Luna, don't chase those squirrels. Oh, okay. She went running off trying to chase a squirrel. So I'm telling you, it was so funny. It was so funny that I even called my sister and I was like, Wanda, you have got to see this with the boys. Like, her boys are older. So I think that her oldest son, Justin, already went to see it with his girlfriend, but her son, Jason, hasn't seen it yet. So I was like, you need to go. You and him need to go and enjoy the movie. And it's gonna be like nostalgic. That's all I can say, but in a good way. It's hilarious. Yep, so we went there. So see, it gets easier by the time you do the next one. So you think about it, if you do like 5 of these, by the time you do the 5th one, you're gonna be an expert. You will be an expert. Be like, Mayday, Mayday, or what is it? Extra, extra. Read all about it. Luna! I can just... She likes to go chasing those squirrels. And I'm using a contrast color because there's a little bit of yellow in here, and 2, that's the color bobbin I had and thread from last week. So I'm like, that's good. I don't need to change anything. And then it also pops. So yeah. But if you have the same color thread, they're not going to see the, or at least a one that's, you know, matches a little bit better, doesn't quite contrast. They won't even tell. Like, I'm serious. Yeah, so if you want like a specific kind of design, like if you have a themed market. Like Raleigh is doing some themed markets, or the market nights, the night markets. They do it once a month, and it has a different theme for each one. So like one is like Renaissance or medieval or something like that. So if you have something that you want to have put on a bag, you can do one of two things. You can either Luna, come. She's barking at something. You okay, baby? I don't know what she's doing. So if you had a theme, right, like it was like a Nintendo theme or a gaming theme or something like that, you could do one of two things. You can either reach out to me and see about how to put it in for the custom printed market totes, and I can help you design them. Or you can purchase DTF, which is direct to film transfers. I have a lady that I use that I've actually I've turned Shanova onto. It's called Make Life Special, and she's out in Clayton, North Carolina. It's like right down the road. I used to live in Garner, and she's who I get all my DTFs from. Whether you need one or you need 20, there's always a solution as to how many of them you can get. So like I bought a gang sheet, like a really big long gang sheet that had 22 images on it, and it cost me $30 including shipping. So that's 22 bags that I can make with those DTFs. Oh, this is so cute. Okay, so now for the handles, what is it called? Yeah, for those handles. What you can do is just lift it up, and then you're gonna top stitch all the way around. So then that way they stay where they need to go and they don't like droop down too much, but it's not too thick either. See, because there's no lining, one, it's less fabric. Two, it's less sewing. So right there, that makes it more economical to sew this particular style bag. Luna. I gotta take my Benadryl and do my mouthwash in. I don't know if I'm having an allergic reaction to the stuff that they used on me, or if I've got an infection or something, but my mouth hurts so bad on that one side. And then like on the same side, I have my lips on that side, on the right side of my face, are also swollen. And my tongue on that side is also swollen. And it's got like those little, like, I don't know, abrasions on the side of my tongue and then inside my cheek. It just hurts so bad. Christine, this is not a pattern per se. This is just a pre-cut kit that I'm offering that have different designs on them. So it's literally just a simple market tote. So if you look up a non-lining market tote on like Pinterest and something like that, you can find dimensions to do it. That's pretty much what I did. I just did it with dimensions. So yeah, so see, I did on this side on the exterior, sewing it on the exterior. This one did it sewing it from the inside, and I think personally that this turned out better than this one. You can kind of see how a little bit like cattywampus is like a little bit curved in, and it's kind of going like that, which is fine. But this is what I would call the medium, so it's a small medium tote, but it's big enough that it can like hold all stuff because it's pretty deep. So also see that. So you could definitely put in here, like, I don't know, a few books in there, like smaller books to carry with you somewhere. And then there's the medium one, which is a little bit bigger than this one. So it's like 1.5 inches wider and like 2 inches longer. That's the one that I have on my website for pre-order, is the one that's just about 1.5 wider and longer. But if you're looking for a simple tote, I do have the 1 in a million pattern on my website. I released it in May 1st. I haven't really done much with it as far as advertising it. I'm hoping that if everything goes well this week coming up after the birthday party, I can hold on, I feel like I'm talking to myself. That I can make a tutorial on that tote, because I spent a lot of time and effort putting that pattern together to make it utilize less fabric, make kind of fast and fun, but get a punch for your money for the maker. So it would be a little bit different. At the same time, there's so many tote patterns out there. That's why I call it 1 in a million. And I love Aaliyah. So I was like, yeah, let me do that one. All right, guys. Well, it's less than an hour that took me to make this bad boy, and I even made mistakes and had to unpick things, and that was from cutting to putting it together. So you can just imagine if you just batch cut a bunch of these, sew them, you can really get a lot of them knocked out, especially if you're going to just do something eventually, just put like a transfer on it. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to head off. I'm going to go get my medicine, do my mouthwash, care of Luna here, and then probably out in the hammock for a few minutes before my husband gets home with Dwight Jr. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will look for that email, Nancy. Okay, come here. Up, come. So you can look for that. No. She always does that, and then she hits the pedal and gets scared because the machine goes, "It's okay, baby. It's okay." Yeah, it's my little big baby. All right, I will look for your email, Nancy, and anybody else, if you just need to reach out or whatever, just don't hesitate. I also have the messenger too if you ever need to reach me. Sometimes that comes through and sometimes it doesn't, so I don't know, but email's usually the best way. Sandra@room.com. All right, thanks. Bye. Luna, you can't eat my pillow. You cannot have my pillow. That is not your pillow. Not your pillow.